Hi, this is Ronnie. This is about my third attempt at making this video, just sitting here today. Uh, Thank you for coming to this channel. On this channel I talk about health topics, raw veganism, fruitarianism, how that all relates together, sometimes veganism, animal rights. Well, I don't speak about that much, but it might come up. But basically health, human potential. So if you like some of those topics, you can subscribe and get my opinion on it. Now, today I was prescribed with a dental abscess, not prescribed, but diagnosed with a dental abscess in here. It's quite sore, and an abscess is like a sac that builds up, and it's full of bacteria, and it's like I think it's a way for your body to, I don't know, protect you from all this bacteria or something. I'm not exactly sure, but it's something that can actually be quite dangerous that I was aware of. Something that someone had told me years ago. And at the very same time today I got into another discussion. Always get into quite a lot of discussions whenever I delve into some of the Facebook groups, on some of the raw Facebook groups, raw vegan, fruitarian, whatever, about toothpaste and stuff like that. And basically Don Bennett did a lecture at Woodstock, and I've seen his lecture before, and he talks about, I think he talks about not using toothpaste or using the natural toothpaste, but Don believes that the reason that people have weak enamel is because they're not getting enough nutrition on a raw vegan diet, or potentially he believes that for the standard diet as well, I'm not sure. But Don can't prove that, and I don't think he's right on that at all. I don't think it matters how much nutrition you have. I think you can have tooth decay, because tooth decay, nutrition, the only aspect of tooth decay that involves nutrition is the fact that the bacteria in your mouth need carbohydrates in order, like sugar, like fructose, like glucose, like carbohydrates, like even starches that get broken down into sugars in your mouth. So these bacteria need carbohydrates to live off and bloom and spread. So that's the only aspect of the process of getting tooth decay that involves nutrition. So anyway, so I don't really agree with a lot of what he says. I don't agree with the idea of not using a fluoride toothpaste, and I think he doesn't advocate a fluoride toothpaste. Why he doesn't advocate that, I don't know. Once again, it's probably from being part of the natural health movement, the raw food movement for years, and people have been led down these paths to not to decide to be against certain things that are just to me are just marketing schemes for probably companies from years back. All the stuff about water fluoridation to me is all obviously probably came from bottled water companies, water filter companies, water filters that were selling even in the 80s were selling for like $5,000 a unit to install one of these in people's homes and stuff like that, water filtration units. So a lot of marketing was created, about the evils of how dirty the water was. You can go to a guy called Gary Halbert, you can go to the Gary Halbert letter, you can see he was a marketer who was active in the 80s and 70s and stuff. And he had a water letter about creating a water filter company and stuff. So you can see where a lot of that comes from. Whereas the idea of putting fluoridation in the water comes from straight up science, and the idea of having fluoride in toothpaste comes from straight up science. And I don't know why people have decided to kind of skew all this, but fluoride works as well. Works a lot better than all the other toothpastes. So you can try a natural toothpaste and then try a fluoride toothpaste. It's more. It's not as nice, obviously, in your mouth than eating like some kind of coconut leaf or whatever. But anyway, but that's kind of what I wanted to say. Like, people get confused about all this stuff, and it's not that people get confused. People get dead confident that they're right. That's the problem. They get so confident that they're right about this stuff, and they're looking for a principle. They want to break things down into like the 7 principles. Everything gets broken down. Why is that? You know, it's just to appeal to like the human mind, the simplicity of the human mind that doesn't want to realise it's complex. You know, you do a medical degree or one of these things, or probably a dental degree, like 5 years, 7 years, 8 years training. Do people want to do that? No. No, of course not. They want to watch a YouTube video made by a marketing company that wanted to sell people, you know, bottled water or something like that, or some bygone filtration system. So that's where the scam is. Do you know what I mean? That's where the scam is, not on the side of fluoride, which works. So that's my fluoride rant again. If you want to protect your teeth, you should use toothpaste with fluoride. I think. Not just me. It's not. Well, it's really. This is the point. It's not what I think. It's like, that is the standard. So if you're going to knock it off, you have to prove that it's not as good as aloe vera toothpaste or whatever else. So that's that. But the amoxicillin that I'm using, that I'll be on for this dental abscess, as I said, and probably this comes actually from having been to a couple of events and seeing a couple of times really long-term raw vegans in certain situations taking or going to a hospital or taking a child to a hospital, you know, not kind of going, right, let's fast, you know, or something, or like let's do some water fast, let's go and sleep for the day or something, but just going to the hospital and making sure that everything was all right, or going and getting antibiotics for something or whatever it was. You know, there's been a number of times where I've seen things like that happen, and people from their own experience, wisdom, whatever else, didn't want to take risks with things like that. So in the scheme of things, from putting up that post with the amoxicillin in it, which is an antibiotic. Now, a friend of mine, Vinny put a comment below, and Vinny's not met. I don't think I've been really in touch with Vinny for at least maybe 4 or 5 years. But he came to one of the original before the Fruit Festival. He came to, it was called Fruit Camp, and Vinny established himself as a legend in the minds of many of us who were there. He's I won't reveal too much about him. It's probably some of this is private, but he was a guy who had cancer and had, from the story goes, he went raw, he did different things, and he'd reversed cancer. So that's pretty heavy, you know. And I don't know, I don't think he was as in touch with the raw diet anymore. Like, maybe this is something that he'd done years ago or something. But I don't think he was, a raw vegan all the time. But Vinny, underneath the post about, the antibiotics, he said, Michael Geirin-Tosh, this is Vinny speaking, Michael Geirin-Tosh, who wrote a famous book on how he cured his cancer following the Gerson therapy, which is a vegan diet with up to 12 juices a day, cured himself of incurable cancer through the diet, but died as a result of sepsis from a dental abscess for which he refused to take antibiotics because he didn't want to. And here's the important phrase, and if you've not heard this phrase, this isn't the last time you'll hear this, because he didn't want to disrupt his bowel flora. And then Vinny says, take the antibiotics and build up your bowel flora later. Don't take a chance. So to me, that's, the master coming in with a bit of wisdom. A guy who's healed himself from the worst form of disease, the most extreme form of disease. And Vinny lives a totally normal life, as far as I know. You would never think he had ever had cancer or anything else. So, but that was he just planted this comment, and it's perfect, and it's from the wisdom of his own experience, But this is what happens: people get arrogant, and they start to say, oh, I'm not gonna take antibiotics. People have died because they've not taken antibiotics, and it's because they believe stuff that's like 100-year-old information that antibiotics don't work. That antibiotics is like some crazy fad of the medical industry, and it's just kind of it's a shame. So anyway, that's my thoughts on all that. To me, the raw vegan movement should not be against the medical industry or the dental industry or anything else. Our agenda is really to try and get the consciousness, the awareness of this diet out to more people. That's it. And get more people on it successfully, thriving on it, and watching the world change as a result of it. I mean, we don't have to be against anyone, but we can use it a little bit to our favour at times. It can be nice, it can be a bit fun to have a video that's maybe anti, doctors or whatever, but in reality, we're all going to go to a doctor if we fall out, if we have a car accident or our arm gets injured, or we're not going to sit and fast. Yeah, you could fast if you like, but I think you should get checked out by a doctor before you do anything else like that. So there you go. He refused Michael Gearintosh, never heard much about him, but he refused to take antibiotics because he doesn't want to disrupt his bowel flora. The bowel flora is like, once again, it's kind of a thing that, is that even a real something that would have happened? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm a fruitarian, like, I'm a raw vegan, or that's what, you know, regardless of what I eat or what I do, that's what I aspire towards. So why am I going to worry about, I'm not going to worry too much about gut flora. Anyway, hope you got something out of this video. It is a serious message. I'm glad to be back making some videos now. Feel free to comment below and let me know if there's anything you want me to comment on. And you can also join us online if you want to. We've got a little bit of a group going on, so I'll put some links below and things like that. If you want to help support this channel in any way, then share the video with other people. And also, well, that's it for now. But thanks a lot for watching, and yeah, just stay safe, take care of yourself, but make sure you're taking the best care of yourself. That's what it's all about.